Alright, True Believers, what's up? This is Gascally Stamus back with another episode of Rounding Off Infinity, or rather my gaming diary on the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube. So, if you have been paying attention to the content that's been getting posted to the channel the last couple days, you would know that I've been playing Driveclub, and while I have been spending most of my time in the single-player experience, that has really all been just a precursor lead up to me getting in here and checking out multiplayer. So, I'm going to try and stick with this recording today for about 30 minutes. The reality is I have had some type of flu virus for the last, I don't know, whatever. Came down with it last night, so I'm definitely not back at 100%. I'm just getting to the point in the last hour or so where I felt like I could sit up and do anything, so I have not been down in the computer lab all day, and I'm just getting down here. So let me run down the hardware setup for today. So I'm obviously playing Driveclub on the PlayStation 4. This is a game that was released about 2.5 years ago with a storied development cycle. It was supposed to be a launch title on the PlayStation 4, but arrived about a year late. And then I think there were all types of issues because the game was advertised as being free for PlayStation Plus subscribers, but the reality is the game was free, but basically all of the content was locked until you upgraded to the standard version. I did that this week, and fortunately, 2.5 years after its release, it was only $7.50, so I didn't mind stepping up. I actually enjoy the game a lot. It plays a lot like Project Gotham Racing 3, which was kind of one of my favorite racing games on the Xbox 360, and I'm hoping that the multiplayer is similar to multiplayer in PGR3. So for recording today, I'm using the Elgato HD60 external game capture card. I am bringing both video and audio in over HDMI. For the webcam, so to speak, I am filming using the Contour Roam 3 action camera. I use that and my Panasonic HDC HS80 every once in a while instead of one of my Logitech webcams, because it gives you a little more control and a little variety over where I place the camera, and gives me also some options when I go to mix the video instead of kind of being locked into whatever Elgato Game Capture HD or AverMedia's RE Central do with the webcam overlay. So I had some problems with it on the second segment of this three-part series because for some reason the Roam 3's battery drained overnight. I'm not sure why that happened, but I charged it up pretty good, so it should be fine now. I may have just left it on somehow or something. So for the in-game commentary, for the commentary voiceover, I'm using the Liegi L58 XLR condenser microphone. I'm using that in conjunction with a windscreen and a pop filter. And I'm sending it over the XLR connection directly into my Behringer Xenix 302 USB hardware mixer. The XLR port on the Xenix 302 provides phantom power, so I don't need to use the Liegi's external 48-volt DC phantom power supply. Although normally I do, but for this week I'm giving it a try, just sending it directly to the hardware mixer for power as well. To get the in-game audio into my headphones so I can keep that away from the open-air mic and not have any bleed over, I'm taking audio out of the left and right channel RCA output jacks on the back of my 32-inch Vizio TV, bringing that over via some old monster cables that I have into the line in left and right channel inputs on the Xenix 302 and then I have the dip switches set to bring that line and input over to the headphone output, where I am taking it in with my Sony MDR V700 headphones. So all of that is going over to the recently built streaming and multimedia editing box that I built over spring break. That is a small form factor box that I built, and in a Silverstone case, and is powered by a Kaby Lake Core i7 7700K CPU, 32 gigabytes of DDR2133 PC 17000 RAM, and has two 1 terabyte 2.5 inch hard drives in it. But I'm actually sending this recording over to a Western Digital external hard drive right now. So that's it for the hardware setup. Let's check out multiplayer. Huh. So I don't want to create a private lobby. I'm really looking for other racers who have their own lobbies going on right now. Are you kidding me? Lobby opens. I just have no idea how this works. Okay, so it has me in here with other gamers. So 3 laps. Old Town. Wonder why it's taking so long to sync lobbies. So obviously things would have been better if I would have thought to set a DMZ on my PlayStation 4. But I found that to be less than necessary. Unless I am just unable to connect. So I guess this is what you do. It randomly, constantly has a number of random events that are always preparing to start. And so in a rolling wave fashion, I guess you just register for whichever one is about to start and jump into it. It's not quite the same as having just searchable. Okay. So it's going to let me select a vehicle here shortly. That's really aggravating. So there's a bunch of PlayStation locked ones and then ones that... Now, I don't know why it says I have voice comms, because I don't have anything connected. So this is pretty cool. It's taken a long time to get into a race, though. I didn't apply my custom paint job. Now the question here is, I don't know that I'm going to really drive to win so much. I just don't know these courses at all. Well, I guess this seems like that slalom. Oh no, man, I didn't mean to. I just don't really want to start running into people by accident because I don't want anybody to think that I'm doing it on purpose. It is not on purpose. This is a really slippery track. It's kind of ridiculous. It's 4 laps of this mess. It's taken me a long while to settle into it, but I'm not really happy with the first event that I locked into, but it is multiplayer. I am online and I am racing, so be interesting to see if I can make any new. I tried to stay off of him. I think he turned into me. Tightly fought contest between 7th and 8th. Everybody else has just kind of rolled out and left us behind. I don't know that I've driven this car before. Obviously, to do well here, and I don't mind spending some money on these cars, but obviously what you really need to do is spend some money and get some more car variety and capability. This track is whack. So this is the Corkscrew Switchback track. I don't remember if this track is in France or Italy. I think it's somewhere in Europe. Now what I don't like is so a lot of people have dropped and I'm way behind. So I'm just going to continue racing, see if I can at least get some of these speed challenges. Wow. I think people are just not liking this track. The frequency with which you get rain and night races, maybe not so much night, but rain and inclement weather races in Driveclub is a little higher than I'd prefer. During one single player session I felt like I was always getting inclement weather drives. Of course my hope is that one of these guys will just be completely caught out, right? Yeah, I think my main problem was this is my first race of the day, and I just did not mentally lock in to where I was and what this terrain was and how the car was going to handle. I think I'm winning this face-off, though. Yep. I do absolutely know where I am now, though, and I did figure this track out when I was racing against the AI, so I'll get more and more comfortable as the race goes on. I'm on my last lap, I didn't realize that. So like I said, at least I'll have, I didn't get a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing in this, but at least I'll have the speed challenge. And I believe I did win from whoever had the best sector time for that cornering area. Race ends in 30 seconds. Now somebody else came through and beat that. I did not take down their cornering time. Gotta remember how to hit the E-brake, which is the circle button in this. At least I finished. Like I said, I could be angry about, phew. Yeah, I haven't really fully come to understand why you have, like, your level, your driver skill level, and then, like, the car level. I really don't understand why people are bouncing out. Like, I mean, it's a full minute till the next startup. I mean, at least you get some breathing time in between. So you don't get to go in and pick your car right now. Matches. So I can't tell if it went out and grabbed more players, and if the same, I think the 4 players I was in here with are still in here. The syncing with lobby seems to take a long time. I have, of course, seen it fail out once, so that concerns me a bit. Yeah, so the metrics on this aren't good. I know I did. It was about up to 6 minutes when I was still doing my intro, but in 14 minutes I've gotten in 1 race. So that's not a high amount of productivity. Oh, looks like I have some options this time. Alright, cool. So I actually got myself in a unlocked vehicle, something more than just the stock Mercedes that you get out of the box in this class. Oh man, rain again. Now my problem here is this is a track that I have not driven. I guess it's in Germany. I'm starting off at 5th. This car is really quiet. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got a few people glitching here. Ugh, that's rough. I just did not know that turn was coming up. Oh, this Renault handles like a dream. Set a new score. It's ridiculous how well this car handles in the rain. Okay, so I did use my e-brake there for the first time. Other than like experimenting with it. So I don't know. I'm hoping something's not wrong with my sound. That's monster. That was not as smooth, but that drift down the inside of that guy, that was awesome. Ah, no! Well, I had a good run while it lasted. Oh, man. Oh, guess I'm not entirely out of the... Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Shoot. I thought he was gonna turn and oversteer, and he'd be out of my way. I should have been a little more sportsmanlike and backed off him a little. But I probably only have this one more race to not be last. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, this is a game that's just going to require time. I need more time on these tracks so I can recognize them and learn how to... more time with these cars. The Renault handles great, but when I'm passing that spin out threshold and the back end gets out beyond my control, that's... This is the first time I've driven this car, so I just don't know where that point is and how to stay away from it. It's hard for me to tell. I mean, I would think that there's not something wrong with my sound. I think this concept car just has like no like throttle noise to it. It's like ridiculously quiet. Kind of like my cars are a lot of times. Like when you're standing outside the car, if you didn't know it was running, like you couldn't tell, because the engines are so quiet. Yeah, now I'm figuring out a little better where that tip over point is and learning not to get the nose around that far. Of course, that's very difficult on a track like this, especially in the wet. This is probably a really amazing track to run when it's dry. This makes me angry. I could have totally been competitive in this race if I hadn't thrown the car off those 2 times. Nope. Still got it around too far. I didn't spin it, but... Alright, I might have room to squeeze in one more race, depending on... So the Contour Rome 3, because of the fact that I have to... The micro SD card in has to be formatted in FAT32, only records a single video file, up to about 30 minutes, or about 2 gigs. And I really don't like to have any single video go beyond that, because syncing up between audio and its video, 2 different videos, it's a pain. But I started the Game Capture HD recording quite a bit before the Contour Rome 3 recording started, so... Okay, so other than the lengthy times between events in the lobby, and the fact that I've raced 2 races and both have been inclement weather, this is pretty neat for multiplayer. A lot of racers. So I'm guessing these events can be as many as 12 players. So I have driven the Mini Cooper before, so I'll go with the Volkswagen. I'm not sure exactly how long they give you to select your vehicle. I don't know why this guy's getting into me the whole time. I didn't really get into anybody there. I kind of got knocked off. I got knocked around by somebody else and got into people. In 9th place, but the pack is pretty tight. Got one guy on right behind me. overly polite. I really didn't want to get in the backside of that guy, so I really lost the chance to move up a spot or two, but gotta run on this guy. Come on, man. No, I don't feel a need to be particularly sportsmanlike given the way that he's been bumping. Okay, he backed off a little bit. I can completely understand why he'd be getting angry because I've passed him up 2 or 3 times. So the Volkswagen I'm in definitely has the wheels to catch everyone in a straight line. I really love how it's... Ooh. I really love how this track has a lot of room to pass. Hopefully these two guys understand that I was not trying to take... Oh, really? Is that the end of the race? Oh well. Well, that was definitely the most fun I've had. Just staying close to people to be competitive. So that's going to have to do it for me. I'm probably over my time with the video file on the Contour Run 3. So once again, this has been Agascally Statements from GearWorks.com, here with another episode of My Gaming Diary on the Rounding Off Infinity gaming channel on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining in. If you happen to wander by, please feel free to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and leave me some comments with things you think I could improve upon. And if you really want to help me out, please subscribe to the channel. That's going to do it for me. I am out of here.